Good morning, everyone. I'm truly thrilled today to welcome you to our own TED Talk. We're back again. I did this 10 years ago, and here I am doing it again with you. And this is really exciting for me. As you all know, a TED Talk is where it's a short, strong, powerful presentation where speakers express ideas worth spreading. And today, our talented students are going to take the stage to express their thoughts, their experiences, their beliefs with you all. You might be inspired, you might be challenged, and you might even change the way you perceive things. So sit back, open your mind, and be inspired, and let's give a warm welcome to our first speaker.
Hi everyone. Confidence isn't found, it's built. Have you ever stopped yourself from doing something? Not because you couldn't do it, but because you were scared of how would you look, scared of being judged, scared of failing, scared of being not good enough. Maybe it was raising your hand in class, or talking to someone new, or just being yourself around others. If you ever felt that way, you're not alone. Because the truth is, almost every teenager struggles with confidence. And today, I want to tell you something important. Confidence isn't something you're born. It's something you build, step by step, choice by choice. Real confidence is quiet. It's being okay with who you are, even no one is clapping. Even confident people feel insecure sometimes. They doubt themselves, they get nervous. The difference, they don't let fear decide for them. You act first, then confidence follows. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. To build confidence, start small, keep promises to yourself, try things that scares you. Confidence isn't about being perfect or fearless. It's about showing up and trying new things. You don't become confident by waiting. You become confident by doing. Thank you.
Imagine this. You're sprinting, running, or holding a heavy book, and suddenly you feel so tired, like you want to give up. And the weird part is, your muscles are still strong. They still have energy. So why do we feel like giving up, even though we just started this action? Many people believe that it's because our bodies can't anymore. We're about to collapse. We can't. We're so tired. But that's not quite true. Scientists have the theory. It's called the central governor theory. It's basically where the brain, not the body, controls when you feel tired. The brain, it acts like a safety boss. It checks your energy, your oxygen level, your heartbeat, and before it reaches the real danger, it stops. So next time you feel like you can't anymore, just stop and think with yourself. Am I really tired, or is my brain just trying to protect me? Now, I want you to think about the last few seconds of a race. Runners suddenly start to run faster. Why did they run fast from the beginning? Or when you're studying, you feel like you want to give up. You feel so unmotivated. You don't want to continue. But someone suddenly starts to yell like you're about to finish. And you get that random burst of energy. That random burst of energy is not magic. It's just adrenaline. It's just your brain adjusting its limits. Your brain sees the finish line and feels safe and allows the body to put more output. Now, here where it gets interesting. Sometimes your muscles actually do feel tired. The calcium in your bone slows down, the brain signals decrease, and your muscles start to even shake. But even then, when your muscles are shaking, you're not fully tired. I'm going to teach you some ways you can hack your brain so you won't be like me. Chewing gum releases tension and helps a lot. I know some teachers might not really like this, but it really helps. It increases focus. Music, listening to music actually, it distracts the body from the feeling of tired. Also, motivational words. They help the brain feel safe and allows more output. And the most effective one is the crowd's energy. When there's a crowd cheering for you, the brain, it feels safe, it feels supported, loved, and seen, and allows to put more effort. So, next time you feel tired, I want you to stop and think to yourself, am I that tired, or is my brain just trying to protect me? Athletes are stronger, not because they don't get tired. They're stronger because when they get tired, they take it as a signal and not a stop sign. Thinking about this does not mean we're ignoring the pain. We're just recognizing that sometimes we're stronger than what our brain thinks. So, we should train it, and we should have the right mindset. Thank you.
A while ago, I heard something about myself, a rumor to be exact, and let me tell you, what upset me the most was not that the story was false. It was the fact that it came from people who didn't know me well, people who barely knew they're me, people I didn't have a close relationship with. These were individuals. I had crossed paths with people once in a while, maybe mutual friends, but certainly not with those who had any deep understanding of who I really am. At first, it was frustrating and hurtful to realize how quickly the story was spreading. It was even worse when I realized that the people who were spreading it did not care about the truth. They were just sharing it to entertain themselves without even thinking about the consequences that may happen with me. This experience made me realize something important. Rumors aren't small. They can have real impacts even though they are completely false. Think about it. How many times I heard a juicy piece of gossip only to find out later that it was totally false? But in that moment, you didn't question it. Why? What makes rumors so powerful? Let's break this down. I'll start with this. Rumors spread because they hit an emotional nerve. It could be fear, excitement, jealousy, or even just curiosity. When something seems shocking, we're more likely to pay attention to it. Have you ever heard a rumor that gave you that instant emotional reaction? That's exactly what makes rumors so dangerous. They tap into emotions and bypass logic. People want to feel like they are in the know. So when you hear something before anyone else, it makes you feel special, like you have kind of secrets others don't. And let's be real, we all like that feeling, don't we? Think about it. How many times have I heard a juicy piece of gossip only to find out later that it was totally false? But in that moment, you didn't question it. Why? What makes rumors so dangerous? What makes rumors so powerful? They tap into emotions and bypass logic. I'll start with this. Rumors spread because they hit an emotional nerve. It could be fear, excitement, jealousy, or even just curiosity. When something seems shocking, we're more likely to pay attention to it. Have you ever heard a rumor that gave you that instant emotional reaction? That's exactly what makes rumors so dangerous. They tap into emotions and bypass logic. Now let's ask a deeper question. Why do we actually believe rumors? Most rumors don't start from nothing. They usually begin with a small piece of reality, a tiny detail, and then that detail gets amplified, distorted, and dramatized. And little by little, the story grows bigger than the truth itself. But there's something else happening inside us. We all have what psychologists call cognitive bias. It means we naturally accept information that matches what you already believe or feel. If you already dislike someone, a rumor about them feels convincing. And that's how rumors don't just spread, they actually stick. Listen, rumors are like fire. They start small, but they can burn everything in their path. A single word can hurt someone's heart, ruin trust, and spread fear. But here's the truth. We can stop them by thinking before we share and asking ourselves, does this actually make sense? Every time you hear a rumor, you have the choice. You can stop it or you can spread it. Words have power. They can even create fear, doubt, or misunderstanding, but they can also build connection, hope, and trust. If each one of us choose curiosity over assumption, kindness over judgment, and truth over gossip, that choice starts with me, with you, with all of us. Together we can change the world. Let's make every word count. Thank you.
When I was 13, someone made a joke about my body in front of the entire class. Everyone laughed. I laughed too. But that same night, when I got back home, I looked at myself in the mirror and burst to tears. That joke did not end that day. It followed me home. It followed me into how I saw myself, how I thought, and how I acted. Over time, that comment turned to a voice in my head, a voice that I can still hear now, a voice that compared me, a voice that made normal things feel heavy, a voice that questioned my strength. I started to believe I was weak, and at some point, I lost myself. Not all at once, but slowly. Hi, my name is Marya, and I'm a teenager like many of you sitting here. I'm an athlete, a student, and someone who once believed that words didn't really matter until I've learned how one comment can change the way you see yourself. What is body shaming, some of you might ask? Body shaming is when someone makes a person feel ashamed on their own weight, height, color, looks, through comments that might seem funny on the outside, but are actually stabbing in the inside. The problem with body shaming is that those comments don't disappear. They follow you. They show up when you open social media, when you stop on a picture and begin comparing your body to someone else's. And slowly, something changes. You don't just look at your body differently. You start treating it differently. Food stops being just food. It starts to feel like an enemy. Clothes stop being something you enjoy. Mirrors stop being something you trust. And you don't see yourself the same way anymore. You don't see the same child who used to eat chocolate and chips without thinking twice. The child who ate because they were hungry or happy or just being a kid. Instead, every bite comes with a thought. Every meal comes with guilt. And every mirror comes with judgment. We live in a world where people say, love yourselves, and still feel entitled to judge how you look. And this is exactly why body shaming still exists, because loving yourself becomes harder when the world keeps telling you what to fix. We're taught to be confident, but only if we look in a certain way. We're taught to love ourselves, but only after we change something. So confidence stops being something we feel and starts being something we think we have to earn. But bodies were never meant to be trends. They were never meant to be compared or judged. They were meant to move, live, and grow. When I think about all of this now, I think about the 13-year-old me, the girl who laughed when someone made a joke about her body, the girl who cried in front of that mirror that night. I want her to know something I've learned since then. Your body is not a joke, it's not a mistake. It's yours, it moves, it grows, it changes, and that's beautiful. If I could speak to her, I'd say, stop listening to those voices that tell you you're not enough, and listen to the ones that remind you of who you are. My message here today is simple. Before we make a joke about someone's body, before we compare or before we judge, remember this: you never know what that joke might become or how long it might stay. So please, don't be the reason someone hates their own reflection. Thank you.
Hi. As far as how cliché this might sound, but we really do not know everything. For starters, we're told to be kind and considerate, but not too much, because you'll be called a pick-me. Be nice and thoughtful, but also not too much, because people might walk all over you. So stand up for yourself, but you can't be rude. So hey, just be yourself. What can I say? We were kids, but I still don't get the full theory to whose idea was it to set that stereotype. For me, being liked, I thought that it meant being easy. Easy to talk to, easy to agree with, easy to ignore my own feelings. I did not know it then, but I was indeed wearing my first mask. And the hard truth is that most of us don't wear one mask. We wear 7, depending on the circumstances we face. So, why do we even wear masks? Turns out, people wear them for protection, just like a shield. We shape ourselves to what other people expect us to be in hopes that it will save us from the shame, the conflict, the rejection. It's this little voice in our heads that whispers, if I'm perfect, everyone will like me. I will be safe. We gave them names, identities, for everyone to recognize. The perfectionist, flawless on the outside, terrified of mistakes. The people pleaser, always saying yes, afraid no meant rejection. The clown, always laughing and hiding behind his jokes. The stoic, strong, silent, resilient, unreachable. The rebel, always saying I don't care because caring once hurt too much. And the caretaker, everyone's therapist, the fixer. And lastly, the chameleon, the shapeshifter, changing depending on who's there and who they need to be. You know, they're all very different, but they share one thing. They're all trying to protect something fragile. And now, let me take you to the fight that goes inside your own head, the one between the persona and the shadow. Because in every situation, something steps forward. You know, masks adapt. They change depending on who's there. Who do I think I need to be? Meanwhile, personalities stay. They're who you naturally are. They never change depending on who's there or who you think you need to be. They're just natural. And going on, this was a theory created by Carl Gustav Jung, the one between personas and masks. Personas were who we show the world. Meanwhile, a mask is who we hid. You know, shadows and masks were just the bridge between these two. So when we cling too tightly to these isolated, fixed personalities, we lose touch with reality, which makes us, it does not make us safe, but we simply want to belong. We want to be accepted. We want to be enough. So we shape ourselves and fit into these narrow ideals in hopes that it will save us from everything. Jung believed that real healing did not come from hiding behind the persona. It came from facing the shadow. If all masks dropped tonight, I need you to ask yourself first, when I ask you, who are you? Tell me, is this my personality answering or my mask? And if all masks dropped tonight, would you even recognize yourself? Thank you.
Hey everyone, we have a culture obsession. We chase it, we pray, we feel broken without it. It's motivation. We say, I'm just not feeling it today to do anything. But here's the truth. Motivation is a liar, and discipline is the only way to the true freedom. Let's first talk about motivation. What is motivation? Motivation is an emotion, and emotions are felt for a temporary time and it's gone. And there are two types of motivation. First, it's the external motivation. It comes from outside, like when you get a bonus in your job. And the second type of motivation, it's the internal motivation. It comes from you, like when you want to do something because you're feeling good to do it and you're feeling motivated to do it. But actually, if you're not feeling good or if you're not feeling motivated to do it, you're not gonna do it. And both types are feelings, and feelings fade. And most people don't know that when they start, they don't know that when they start anything new, they feel motivated. But actually, this is the unreal motivation. What is the unreal motivation? The unreal motivation, it's like when you watch a powerful video about going to the gym, you turn off the video, you feel motivated, and you go ahead to the gym. And you sign in. And you sign in the gym, and then you buy the gym stuff. And you set an alarm at 5 a.m. and you say, I will go work out at 5 a.m. The alarm turns on. You turn it off. You say, it's cold, it's hard, I don't want to do it. This is the unreal motivation. But discipline, on the other hand, discipline is the key that will lead you out of the cage of your feeling. Discipline, it's not a feeling. It's a system, a choice you make before your feeling arrives. Like when you brush your teeth. You just go ahead and brush your teeth without even asking yourself if I'm inspired to do it or not, if I am feeling motivated or not. And that is the real discipline. You make choices without even listening to your feelings. Most people don't know that discipline and motivation complement each other. Actually, if you act without motivation, you're creating it. The truth is, motivation doesn't lead to action, but action leads to motivation. Like, when you set an alarm at 5 a.m., you say, I want to study at 5 a.m. The alarm turns on, you turn it off, you put your feet on the floor, and you stand up. The first 10 minutes, it's hard, but then you feel strong, you feel motivated, because you did something you have never done it before. And that is the first step to be a disciplined person. And most people want to be disciplined in their life, but they don't want to do what disciplined people do, because it's hard. And you might ask yourself, what disciplined people do? Disciplined people take action without even listening to their feelings, or they don't care if they are motivated or not. They just go ahead and do what they should do without even care about their feelings or if they're feeling motivated or not. And I want to tell you something. If you're actually struggling to do something that is important to your life, just ask yourself a question. What the disciplined version of me will do right now? And thank you.
In a life where people wish for many things that are achievable, many people miss out on the chance of getting what they want. Did you know that sometimes what we wish for is one question away from our hands? So want to know how to get whatever you want? Firstly, let's discuss the art of asking. What does ask mean in the first place? It revolves around what do you want and what are you willing to do to achieve it. Why don't people ask what they want straight away? From now and then, you should start to ask people, what do you want? What do you desire? There's a saying that goes like this: ask and you shall receive. Other than having to be a good worker, you have to be a good asker. How can you be a good asker? Ask with intelligence, be specific, describe, define what you want, and always ask with faith. Believe that you will receive what you ask for, just like a child. Why won't you ask? Are you scared of the answer, or are you scared to ask? Second, of how to get whatever you want. You have to always play with people's fantasies. Sometimes the truth is ugly and unpleasant. Never appeal to truth and reality unless you are prepared. We are the masters of our own fate. Lastly, sometimes we can't achieve what we want because of laziness. Laziness is your biggest enemy. I will let you get over laziness in just 2 minutes. I will ask you this question. What if laziness is nothing but a habit of thinking of the effort but not the outcome? What if we reverse laziness and start to think more about the outcome instead of how long or hard the process of doing it? Let's give an example. The thought of going to the gym makes you second go to the gym. But if you think of the outcome of how your body would look like with consistency, that will give you the energy and the motivation to go. So always think of the positive things that gives you dopamine that leads you to do the action. Look, you can't achieve anything in life if you don't take a step and a leap of faith. Nothing comes from sitting around wondering if you're going to be successful or not. Thank you for listening.